633 or efoodsdirect.com/Alex.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
We're going to be discussing, coming up in the next hour, the nature of the control grid, how we've been domesticated from the natural, true state of human beings into this control grid, how it's been scientifically engineered. We're being farmed. There's so many great political researchers and minds out there, and I just discovered a fellow who's very well known, it seems, but I wasn't aware of. So a big body of work. He'll be joining us, tell you about that special guest coming up at the start of the next segment. But the situation with the TSA is only getting bigger. It's not going away. Mother kept in glass cage for almost an hour by TSA for resisting over breast milk. They wanted to x-ray her breast milk, which admittedly damages the quality. And she read to them the TSA guidelines, and they said, we don't care. So for close to an hour, they locked her up in a glass cage and yelled at her. It's all part of humiliation, like having a dunce hat put on you or made to go in the corner. It's all basic child psychology. They admit this. They admit that they're feeling you up and squeezing you hard to make you go through the scanners. And they admit that they're training a cadre, a domestic army, for the streets of America. It's all admitted. This is such a key issue, as I said over a month ago, and people didn't get it. We were driving it, beating the war drum for liberty and driving the story out into the mainstream. That's why Google is banning us and shutting us down and trying to keep us out of the news feeds now. Let me read you this article. Watchdog probes DSH spying. Department of Homeland Security spying on Drudge over TSA report. In fact, let me cover that after the break. Let me get to this first, because it all integrates together. Bob Barr investigates TSA stand down on National Opt-Out Day. Again, Bob Barr investigates TSA stand down on National Opt-Out Day. Get this out to everyone. We're going to bring these crooks to justice. We've got them. Body scanners out of use, invasive pat-downs curtailed, in political ploy as TSA mocks critics on their own blog, exposing fact that security is nothing more than theater. These are bullies training us to be dominated. A civil liberties watchdog group has filed a Freedom of Information Act request in an attempt to shed more light on the TSA's efforts to disrupt a day of protest aimed at full body scanners and invasive pat-downs by largely curtailing their use for one day only last week. It was actually 3 or 4 days from my research. The FOIA request also seeks to determine whether the TSA regards the leaders of the protest movements as domestic extremists following the leak of a TSA memo indicating it to be the case in a major publication we've got linked in Canada from their source. The nonpartisan, nonprofit organization Liberty Guard, led by former Congressman Bob Barr, is demanding internal TSA directives and communications pertaining to the opt-out grassroots protest day that took place on November 24th. And if they try to not release it and claim it's anti-terror, then I guess they're saying we're terrorists. While it was expected that the protest on the eve of Thanksgiving would be widespread, causing delays and extensive queues at airports and security lines, in reality, the majority of travelers experienced no problems because they shut it down everywhere. The TSA and the corporate media immediately implied that this was proof positive that the public were not concerned about the new TSA procedure. Just move along, nothing to see here. And that contrary to numerous opinion polls, the majority supported the rape downs and body scans. The TSA even mockingly suggested that, quote, on their own website, what some protesters threatened as an opt-out day turned into a TSA appreciation day. However, it soon became apparent that the reason there was so little protesting taking place was because the TSA had roped off most, if not all, of its naked body scanners and apparently instructed its agents to tone down the level and severity of the rape downs. The New Jersey Star-Ledger subsequently reported that the majority of Newark's full-body scanners, my guys flew through Denver, none of them were on, was idle throughout much of the day, depriving most passengers of the chance to opt out of the controversial screening procedure, even if they had wanted to. At the nation's busiest airports, Atlanta, Hartsfield, there was, quote, limited of any use of the controversial full-body scanners, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution reported. All right, I'm going to shift gears into the really big news in detail coming up after this break. I mean, now they're sending the secret police after us, folks. We got to stand up against this. This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now, new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365. Hello, friends. This is Alex Jones. You've heard me talk about Cal-Ben 5-star soaps for years. This is an American-made product of the highest quality and compares to nothing you will find in stores. You can buy factory direct, shipped via UPS right to your door. Check them out on the web at 5starsoap.com or call 800-340-7091. Take my word for it. Once you've used Pure Soap, you won't buy anything else. Since 1947, Cal-Ben Soap Company has been showing consumers that soap can be tough on dirt and gentle on the environment. Buy American and stay clean, as well as support InfoWars. Visit 5starsoap.com today or call 1-800-340-7091. Well, Marty, what do you have to say?
As founder and owner for over 63 years, satisfaction is guaranteed or double your dirt back. Call us at 1-800-340-7091 for a free catalog or visit our website, 5starsoap.com. Thank you.
Let me tell you a little bit about one of our great sponsors, HomeGain.com. This is the place to get you started buying or selling a home, finding a realtor, and getting any real estate questions answered. Go to HomeGain.com and see what I'm talking about. All you need to do is type in your home address, and you will get an instant free estimate of your home's value online. This is a great way to be able to monitor the value of your home. And again, it's absolutely free. There are tons of tools to help you. For instance, if you want to remodel your home, go to HomeGain.com. Use their Home Sale Maximizer to help you determine which home improvements can most increase your home's value before you put it on the market. For 10 years, these folks have been helping home sellers and buyers. Visit their link at Infowars.com. Look for Max, the orange Home Gain Gorilla, to help you with any real estate needs you might have. You'll love this site. It's HomeGain.com. HomeGain.com. Check them out today.
From his Central Texas Command Center, deep behind enemy lines, the information war continues. It's Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
So think about this. In America, in our country, the TSA tells you there are vicious terrorists that want to kill you any minute. And every time we look at the shoe bomber, the underwear bomber, you name it, it's run by Anwar al-Awlaki, admitted Pentagon, being protected, total front guy. State Department helping getting them on the plane with the underwear bomber. British government helping get the idiot shoe bomber on the plane. Didn't have a detonator for the plastic explosives. Tried to light it. Out of his gourd, looks like a crazy homeless person. The same story over and over and over and over again. And then they're telling you it's such a big threat, they know you're going to protest and stand up with civil disobedience. They don't want to give you a chance to show your power. They understand psychology, and so they just shut it down. Get rid of the scanners, rope them off, no pat-downs, boom, you're through. And they knew the opt-outers were going to be flying back the day after Thanksgiving, Friday and Saturday. And so our intel, and it's also in a lot of news articles, they've confirmed that they weren't doing it the day before Thanksgiving, Friday, or Saturday. Some airports started phasing it back in Sunday. They all had it back by Monday, 2 days ago. It's all not just security theater. You think they want to do this to make you feel safe? They could care less. 300,000+ die from bad drug interactions. Over 200,000 die from botched surgeries and flesh-eating bacteria every year in our hospitals. Thousands and thousands die from allergic responses to food. We looked up the numbers. Over 100 die a year from bee stings, several hundred from wasp stings. Do we have little people running around in blue suits to like protect us in body armor from bees? Oh, bees kill over 100. We've got to stop it. We've got to keep you safe. It's all just terrorist boogeymen. It's similar to statistically, what is it? Maybe 2 people die a year on the coastlines of the United States from shark attacks. Guys, in fact, search the numbers. Yearly shark attack deaths worldwide. I believe it on average is 14. Some years it's as high as 20, some it's only 5. I've pulled them up before. But the average is 14. Pull up yearly deaths from shark attack. It'll be 12 or 14. I've seen different numbers. But everybody I know, almost everyone I know, when I go to the beach with friends or family, they're scared to swim out more than 100 yards because they know tiger sharks and sand tigers get caught off the Texas coast. I could care less. I hope there's one out there. I want to see it. You know, I've been snorkeling and scuba diving before, and a 7-foot nurse shark comes up, and everybody is like swimming towards the boat in fear. I'm like swimming towards it. Wow. And of course, it runs then. Oh my gosh, something's swimming at me. And I'm not some tough guy, ladies and gentlemen. The chances of a tiger shark or even a great white shark attacking you is incredibly low unless you're wearing a black wetsuit and on top of a surfboard. That's most of the attacks because you look like a big, gigantic, fat seal, a black seal. That's why great whites normally grab you, bite a leg off, and then let you go. But people bleed out in the water and usually die. I mean, I'm swimming out there in the Caribbean and I see a 5-foot hammerhead down 200 feet. I mean, I'm going to try to get down as far as I can and look at it. And what's the hammerhead going to do when it sees something coming towards it? It's going to go run. You ever seen a dog, a big dog runs out from its house and barks at you? If you run, it's going to attack you. But if you stand your ground, 99% of dogs are going to run unless they're a trained police attack dog, which is 1 out of 1,000. Blow it up for me. What's the number of shark deaths every year? Let's see if my memory's right. What do they say it is? That number says 5, but that was in 2000. From 2000 to 2007, it was 5. I've seen the numbers of 12 to 14 per year. Whatever. You got 6.5 billion people. You got billions and billions of people going in the water over and over again. And what was that source that said 5? It doesn't matter. The point is 5, 12, 14. What's the difference? What was the source? University of Florida. Okay, so the University of Florida says 5 a year. I've seen 12 and 14. The point is, but most adults, including some of my family, will not, I mean, in the Gulf of Mexico, I will go out at night on a float if it's a beautiful starlit night. My dad will do it with me when he travels with us to the beach. You're not going to catch my mother doing it. Now, there is something you should worry about at night, and that's barracuda. They get confused and think you're a little fish, see a ring or something on your finger in the moonlight. There's also more jellyfish at night. So if it's jellyfish season, you don't want to do it. But the issue here is it's imaginary, and terrorists are the same way. This turbaned, bearded man, this magical creature that wants to kill me. Come on, folks. It is completely manufactured. And you're like, well, what about 9/11? Well, that was as phony as a $3 bill. But let's say the real bona fide type of terrorism, where some angry Palestinian for having their land taken or whatever tries to blow somebody up. I mean, what's your chance? If you're not in the West Bank, trying to be engaged in war-torn tourism, which some people do, you're not going to get killed. And I've seen the statistics in Israel. You got a better chance in Israel of dying in a car wreck than you do being killed by a terrorist. Are people scared driving their cars? No. So people are scared to death of sharks. They're scared to death of men with beards and turbans. They're scared to death of things that the media and the mind controllers put into you as a unsubstantiated delusional